Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG Online video here featuring some of the cards from the Ultra Prism expansion, as you're seeing here. Actually, you're seeing one right now, and this deck this week is going to feature this particular Pokemon, Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX. Let's pop into the deck manager here. I'll show you what I've assembled for this particular Pokemon. And I've got a number of Ultra Prism decks on the go, so expect a couple of videos this week, possibly 3, depending on how much I can get recorded, showing off some of these new cards. But first we're going to take a look at the Ultra Prism Coronal Eclipse deck that I'm calling it. And as I fire it up right here, once again, as usual, check down below the face cam. You're going to get yourself a code for a Pokemon TCG Online giveaway type thing. Possibly a booster pack, possibly a collection box. I don't know yet. I haven't chosen the card yet, but you can see it down below there. Alright, so, take a look at the deck. This is going to be the featured Pokemon here, Dusk Mane Necrozma. One of the hardest cards to get in Pokemon TCG Online as far as trading goes. Took me a little bit of wheeling and dealing to get my hands on 3 of these. I did 4, I meant 3. And I do have 3 for the deck. So it is 190 hit point Ultra Beast. Is it? I didn't realize they were also known as Ultra Beast because they didn't really refer to it like that. But anyway, I got distracted. It is a basic Pokemon, 190 hit points, metal type. For 3 colorless energy, Claw Slash does a basic 60. Nothing too amazing there. For 3 metal and a colorless, Meteor Tempest does 220, but discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Now, for 3 metal energy, Sun's Eclipse GX does a powerful 250, but as the text says, you can only use this attack if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. It could come in handy if you're sort of behind the 8 ball, but more often than not, I'm going to try to make use of Meteor Tempest the most that I can. And how am I going to keep that energy in play? Well, you'll see. I've got 3 Dusk Mane Necrozma in here. I'm also going to feature Solgaleo Prism Star. I do have one of these, and you can only put one of these in each deck, of course, so we got this one. Of course, a Prism Star card, as it says in the Prism Star rule, you can't have more than 1 Prism Star card with the same name in your deck. If a Prism Star card would go to the discard pile, put it instead in the Lost Zone. The Lost Zone sounds really cool looking. It's actually just a separate discard pile. I thought they would have done some sort of cool effect around it, but anyway, no big deal. So Radiant Star for 1 metal says, for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a metal energy card from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So that could be a way to power up our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX once again. And for 4 metal energy, Corona Impact is a powerful 160, so that's 40 damage per energy. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. Alright, fair enough. But the main way we're going to make use of repowering Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX by an ability every turn instead of using another attack is going to be Magnezone. With the ability of Magnetic Circuit, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a metal energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Now, it does have an attack. Zap Cannon does 130, and I can't use it on the next turn, but I am pretty rarely going to be using this Pokemon to attack. It is just there for the ability. I've got 2 Magnezone, I've got 1 Magneton, and 3 Magnemite. You might be wondering, why is there an Electric-type Magnemite? First of all, it takes colorless energy, so I could power up to use Lightning Ball as an attack. Second of all, ability of Sparkling Induction. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, its retreat cost is 1 colorless less for each Magnemite on your bench. Third of all, I've only got 1 of these Magnemite. It's a common card, but I've only ever managed to get 1. But I mean, the Sparkling Induction is kind of nice. I can have it in the active spot. Like basically, if the opponent knocks out one of my active Pokemon, if I got a Magnemite on the bench, I can send this Magnemite up. I'll then have free retreat cost, essentially. So I've got 3 Magnemite, 1 Magneton, and 2 Magnezone. And just to add some more draw support to the deck, I've got a couple of Slush Rush, Alolan Sandslash. It's almost like a tongue twister. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may draw a card using that Slush Rush ability. So if I happen to have, I don't know, say both of the Alolan Sandslash in play, I get to draw 2 extra cards every turn. I like to sort of mix it up a bit every week and have a different way of getting draw support. This time we're going to focus on Igaloo's evolved form, of course Igaloo being our own Alolan Sandshrew, but clearly the Sandslash is more useful in Pokemon TCG. Alright, scrolling down to the energy, we have 10 basic metal energy. I've got a whole bunch of different types in here just for the thrill of doing it, and that's it for the energies. Now, of course, the fuel of a good Pokemon deck is your trainer cards. I've got 35 trainer cards. First up, we got a couple of big Malasadas, heal 20 damage and remove a special condition from your active Pokemon. Pretty basic stuff. We've got a couple of Escape Ropes, making both players switch their active Pokemon with one of their benched ones. The opponent switches first, so you can see what they bring up and maybe bring something super effective if need be. A couple of Evo Sodas to play and search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from one of your Pokemon in play and play it onto that Pokemon. You can't use that on a Pokemon that was just put into play that turn, however. But if they've been in play for the full turn, evolve right from the deck. Very nice. A couple of Field Blowers. I always recommend Field Blower. It is one of the few standard format ways of discarding the opposing tools and stadiums right now. Choose up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon tool cards and stadium cards in play, yours or the opponent's, and discard them. I've got 2 Nest Balls, of course, nice and simple. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Simple enough stuff. We've got a couple of Professor's Letters to search your deck for any 2 basic energy cards, being metal in this case. Put them into your hand and then shuffle up. And 4 Puzzles of Time. Since Versus Seeker is currently not standard legal, I'm hoping it'll get reprinted at some point so it gets back to the standard format. And this is a good substitute. I've always said this. You play one of them, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them. But you can play 2 Puzzles of Time at once, and if you do, choose 2 cards from the discard pile and bring them back into your hand. So essentially it's as if it was 2 Versus Seekers, but also bringing back any other cards that you might want to get from the discard pile. Special energy, tools, items, well, supporters, of course, you can get that, stadiums, Pokemon, anything you want back. And we got 2 rare candies, because as you're seeing, 3 basics, 1 stage 1 and 2 stage 2s. That math doesn't work. Rare candy does allow you to skip the stage 1 form. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play, Magnemite for example. If I have a stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put it onto that basic Pokemon so I can go right into Magnezone immediately. A couple of Super Potions, healing 60 damage from one of your Pokemon, and if you do, discard an energy attached to that Pokemon. That's not going to be that bad of a deal, as you'll see, because we're getting to the stadium in just a moment here. A couple of Super Rods in here as well. Shuffle 3 in any combination of basic energy or Pokemon cards from the discard pile back into your deck. But this is the way we're going to try to keep fueling up our Dusk Mane Necrozma. Mount Coronet, a stadium, stays in play when you play it. Once during each player's turn, that player may put 2 metal energy cards from their discard pile into their hand. That brings back the energy we're going to be losing using the Meteor Tempest. It also brings back energy we'll lose during Super Potion use as well. So, with Magnezone in play, those 2 metal energies back in hand can be immediately, both of them, played back onto your Dusk Mane Necrozma. Very good combination, very good synergy. Moving on, we got a Bridget, so we're into the supporters now. Search your deck for 1 basic Pokemon EX. Ignore that. No one uses Bridget for that anymore anyway. Or 3 basic Pokemon, and put them onto your bench. We've got a Cynthia. Simply shuffle your hand into the deck, draw 6 cards. Could be good for if you have a bad starting hand. She can get you some better cards, hopefully. Every deck's going to have 1 Guzma. Big Bad Guzma is here, of course. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. And if you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your own bench. So, kind of like Escape Rope in a way, but you choose both Pokemon that switch around. We have Lily, of course, a good first turn supporter. Draw cards until you have 6 in hand, but if it's the first turn of the game, or your first turn of the game, draw until you have 8. Very nice. We've got Mallow in here. Search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle the deck, and then put those 2 cards on top in any order. That's going to help us if we have both of our Alolan Sandslash in play. Because, of course, each one lets you draw a card from the top of the deck. If I play Mallow first, I can choose what 2 cards I want, put them on top, and my 2 Sandslash are going to be able to draw those cards for me. And I don't think I really need this in here. Why did I put you in here? I've got Nest Balls, I've got Bridget. Pokemon Fan Club allows you to search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. I kind of want to take you out, do a little bit of a live edit here. I should probably put in something to get more cards. Tell you what, it's always been kind of risky using this particular card I'm going to put in, but let's give it a shot anyway. We're going to get rid of the fan club. Let's get our friend Alima. Yes, he always likes to flip tails for me and give me 3 cards instead of 6, and the opponent flips the heads to get 6. But he might pull through, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, where are you at? I just moved. Oh, right there. Yeah, Alima. I just said what he does. Shuffle each player shuffles the hand into the deck and flips a coin. On a heads, you draw back 6. On a tails, you draw back only 3. Skyla is next. We have 2 Skylas in the deck. Search your deck for any trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Always a good card. We've got Wally in here as well, so kind of like Evo Soda. Wally allows you to choose a Pokemon. Sorry, search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon in play and put it onto that Pokemon. Unlike Evo Soda, however, this does allow you to use this on a Pokemon that is their first turn in play, and your first turn of the game. So, let's say, for example, I've got Magnemite on the bench. I could next turn play Evo Soda to get Magneton onto it. I could then Wally to immediately go right into Magnezone. Very nice. Wally is good for speeding up your evolutions, getting them into play much quicker. And the last two cards are going to be a couple of Fighting Fury Belt Pokemon tools. The basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 40 HP, and it's attached to 10 more damage. Not that we're going to need a lot more damage. Of course, as you can see here, we're already doing 220 with Meteor Tempest, but the 40 HP extra is kind of nice. So that is going to be the deck for our, what is it called, Coronal Eclipse. We've got 15 Pokemon cards, 35 trainers, and 10 energy cards. Without any further ado, yes! No, I want to save those changes. Hang on, hang on. There we go. Saving it up nicely. Now, let's head on over to the Versus and test out our Dusk Mane Necrozma in the standard format. Let's see how well we do. My opponent is Demon Knight 213 with a Water, Colorless, and Psychic deck. Not bad. Our Steel type, our Metal type Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX does resist Psychic, which could come in handy. If we lose the coin flip, that's fine. We take the second turn, so we'll get to attack on our first turn. And who do we lead with? We lead with nobody, of course. Welcome to the Professor Chaz channel, where we mulligan all the time. Unless it's during a live stream, because I tend to do good for the live stream for some reason. I should just do every video as a live stream then, you think? How many mulligans do we get? 1. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to lead Magnemite. I'll put our little Igaloo on the bench here. I could Skyla for an Evo Soda, which would allow us to get our Alolan Sand Slash into play. Let's see what the opponent is working with. We have a, Rainbow Rare Lapras GX and an Espeon EX. Getting a lot of the powerhouse Pokemon combining up. So Fighting Fury Belt onto the Lapras. Blizzard Burn would hurt. And it's weak to grass. Okay. Interesting. So we find here Professor's Letter. Very nice. Let's play that out. Get some basic energy out of the deck. I've said this before, of course, but every time you take a card out of the deck, that's that less card you gotta worry about drawing into on your next turn. So I'm going to Skyla. What do we want? I do want to get the Evo Soda. So you can do a powerful 170 with that Fighting Fury Belt. I'm gonna Nest Ball, and let's get out one of our Dusk Mane Necrozma right now. It sounds kind of risky, it sounds kind of crazy, but we're gonna retreat the Magnemite. We're gonna let the Dusk Mane Necrozma come up. If they do happen to knock it out, they're gonna take 2 prizes, but that does allow for one of our second or maybe third Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX to make use of Sun's Eclipse for only 3 energy, doing 250. So they go for the Collect attack with Lapras, draw 3 cards. It's not bad getting extra cards every single turn. Alright, let us Evo Soda into our Alolan Sand Slash. There's only 1 in the deck, the other one is prized. So I'm not going to worry about getting another Sandshrew into play anytime soon. Slush Rush, what do we find? Escape Rope. It's actually not bad. So you will be able to de-evolve. I'm going to actually Escape Rope. Let's force this one to come up. We'll bring Magnemite. I'll throw an energy onto it and simply retreat. So it's kind of slow going in weight. Now I could play Mount Coronet and start bringing back some metal energy, but since I don't yet have my energy acceleration of Magnezone yet in play, there's kind of no need to have that out. By putting the stadium down early, the problem is they might be able to discard it with a Field Blower or something like that. Oh, so you can retreat now. Ultra Ball. Let's see, so they can do 160, or rather 170. Ice Beam GX should do 100 and paralyze me, but again, that's fine. As long as we can get another Dusk Mane Necrozma in play fast, this one can take hits for us. Alolan Vulpix. Which means we might see the Alolan Ninetales, which is immune to Pokemon GX damage, which would be a bit of a problem for us. In that case, Magnezone could do the trick. Alright, so we see the Ice Beam. We are paralyzed. We've got Cynthia. That's not bad. I'm gonna put this... No, hang on. I'm gonna put this onto Magnezone. I'll play Mount Coronet. I'm now gonna play Cynthia. I'll shuffle my hand away and draw 6. We got another Dusk Mane Necrozma. We also have I also have Magnezone. And we have an Evo Soda, so next turn I can evolve up into Magnezone. Let's Slush Rush. We've got another Magnemite. Don't really need to put you down, I don't think. I'll hang on to you for the time being. Now, let us... Well, they're going to be able to knock us out with Blizzard Burn next turn. So, that being the case, I'm not going to bother using the big Malasada. I'm going to let them go for the KO. Now, what I should have done, to be safe, is use Mount Coronet right then. Because if they do Field Blower that away, then we're in a bit of a spot. Professor Sycamore. Discard their hand and draw 7 cards. Because, see, if they do get rid of our Mount Coronet, I can't get those energies back. Which should be a problem. However, this is looking like it's going pretty well. If they do go for the knockout on our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX, that puts them down to 4 prizes, puts me to 6. I can then use Sun's Eclipse GX, which is definitely going to help us out quite a bit here. Alright, Dusk Mane Necrozma, get up there. Let's do this. We don't even need the Evo Soda. We've got Magnezone already right here. So, we're now going to use Mount Coronet, bring back our 2 discarded metal energies thus far. I'm also going to use the Slush Rush and see what we can find. A Skyla. Let's play Skyla. And do I want another Pokemon out? Or do I want the Professor's Letter? I'd rather get more energy in play. Let's play Professor's Letter. We will grab a couple more basic metal from the deck. And now, excuse me, we have the fun of Magnetic Circuit. Let's throw 3 onto our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX. And I'll put the rest onto our Magnezone. And that's about that. We're just going to go for our Sun's Eclipse GX. That's the knockout right there. Even that extra 40 HP does not save the Lapras. Let's grab a couple prizes of our very own. Escape Rope and Field Blower. So, of course, to bring up their Alolan Ninetales, which is, thanks to the Luminous Barrier, immune. The Fighting Fury Belt doesn't help it, unfortunately. Not sure if they were aware of that or not, but they can hit me for 80, which would not be super amazingly good for us, but we can still take this thing down with... Oh, we see Mega Evolution! This deck has a lot of things going for it. So let us... Well, how much can this do to us? It needs a lot more energy, so we'll be okay there. I'm going to simply retreat for 3 energies. It's kind of a hefty price. We're losing a lot of those energies, but we bring 2 of them back with our Mount Coronet. And let's use the Magnetic Circuit to start attaching some of these energies back on. Put 1 onto the Magnezone, put 1 onto our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX. And next, let's go for Slush Rush. Draw 1 more extra card for this turn. Fighting Fury Belt. Let's give that to our Dusk Mane Necrozma. Zap Cannon does 130 times 2 for the weakness. You thought you were immune to my Pokemon, but fortunately Magnezone is not a Pokemon GX. 1 Puzzle of Time. We need 2 to really make use of it the proper way. So we're going to see some de-evolution, perhaps? Espeon EX could de-evolve all of our Pokemon by putting our highest evolution card back into our hand. Another Sycamore being played, discard the hand, draw 7 cards. It's not often you see Pokemon de-evolving. Now that's going to be a bit of a problem. Again, that doesn't help your Mega Pokemon. That only helps the basic. So Blast Geyser does 120 plus. You may do 20 more for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. I'm still going to survive that with our Dusk Mane Necrozma. Alright, so next order of business. Let's go back into these evolutions here. Get our Sandslash in play. We'll get our Magnezone. And... bring 1 back. I messed up. What I should have done is retreated first. So... let's try this. Actually, wait. How much is in the discard pile? Just the 1 was there. I'm going to play Puzzle of Time. Just the 1. I don't quite see what I wanted to see. Let's get the Solgaleo Prism Star, however. And actually, what we can do now is... I'm going to use Slush Rush. We'll get Solgaleo Prism Star. We'll play that 1 down. I'm going to throw the energy onto it. I'm going to now retreat 2 energies, bring up the Solgaleo Prism Star. And I think that's all I really want to make use of. I'm going to use the Radiant Star. For each Pokemon of theirs in play, I can choose a metal energy and attach it. Onto Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX it goes. So if I could bring up the Magnezone, actually I have a cool idea. You're going to see some magic here in a moment. Now, if you want, you can get a knockout on our Solgaleo Prism Star. It's not going to help you. Nice thing about Prism Star cards, you only still get the 1 prize for them. So what does my opponent do next? My next order of business is going to be to play Guzma, or I could even play the Escape Rope. It's going to force them to switch up their Gyarados. I'm going to bring up the Magnezone. I'm going to retreat it for those 2 energies. I can then mount Coronetos back into the hand, attach them to our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX, go for the knockout on the Gyarados. The Mega Gyarados. The shiny Mega Gyarados. You see what it is. You know what I'm talking about. Of course, if they do knock out our Solgaleo Prism Star, it's still fine. We'll take 1 prize, I'll bring up the Magnezone, and again, the idea is retreat. Did they just time out? They might have just timed out. Either way, it doesn't really matter that much. We're going to bring up our Magnezone, and okay! So you saw that the idea was already well in hand. You know, the plays were being made. We do get the win. Hey! How is Magnezone our MVP? I guess, did he do the most damage? Yeah, because of weakness. Anyway, that was 1 match, but I want to show off another match. That was kind of a short one. I didn't get all my prizes. I want to take all my prizes. So, Lunala 1979 is our next opponent with Psychic, Fighting, Darkness, and Fire, I believe it was. Let's call for the Solgaleo head side. We got it. Alright, now, do we mulligan is the question. Are we on my channel still or not? We are not on my channel anymore. Oh, but look at this. Look at this. We've got Magneton and Magnezone in hand, plus the Magnemite. We don't have an option for retreat yet, but we do have that escape rope, so I guess I just lied. We have an option for retreat. Although not technically speaking, retreat is a different game mechanic than switching with a card like that, so I guess I was kind of right. Alright, let's lead our only basic. We got Nest Ball, though. Gonna get one of those Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX into play, of course. And that is that for this first opening hand. They lead off with a Hoopa. Oh man. That thing's immune to Pokemon GX and EX. That's not good. But hey, we got Bridget, even better than a Nest Ball. So let's get some more basics in play. Let's go for get 2 Sandshrew and one of the Dusk Mane Necrozmas. We'll drop them down. And let's play a Nest Ball and get, I guess, Solgaleo Prism Star, just to get that ready to roll. And let us just play Escape Rope. I'll bring up my own Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX. And that's it for turn 1. Now the question is, do I want to play Cynthia on my second turn? Because we have Magneton and Magnezone. The temptation to get a whole new hand of cards is there with our Cynthia in hand. And I kind of want to get Magnezone in play as soon as possible. Skyla being played, searching the deck for any trainer card. We saw they added a Fighting Fury Belt and a double colorless to their Hoopa. It can now do 90 damage with its Super Psy Bolt. Well, once I get a Darkness Energy on there, of course. And we have a little Ralt on the bench. I always think that little lunchbox thing, or no, it's not a lunchbox, it's just a blocks, I think. It always makes me think that that is the Pokemon League stamp for Pokemon League cards that you can get. Hey, Dusk Mane Necrozma once again. But of course, it is not quite that special rare foil stamp card. So yeah, the temptation is there, Cynthia, I see ya, but we're going to pass right now. We'll get that Magnezone in play first of all. And hopefully Cynthia will find us some Evo Sodas or even just some Alolan Sand Slash, so we can play them down and getting our draw support in play. That old Pokemon, sorry, the Professor's Letter, getting 2 basic energy, one of them of course going to be Darkness, if sure, to get the Super Psy Bolt fired up. And with the Fighting Fury Belt doing 90 damage total, it's going to take 3 hits to take down our Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX, unless they have a Professor Kakui to make use of. Now, I saw Fairy Energy. Does that mean that we're going to see Gardevoir GX? Which, if so, would be okay, because they are weak to Steel, Metal, and we're focusing on using metal Pokemon here, of course. I could have given this to our active Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX, but again, I don't mind that getting knocked out. If they take the lead in the prize count, it allows us to use our Sun's Eclipse GX. Alright, Sandslash has been found thanks to Evo Soda. We saw both of them were in the deck. Very nice. We'll attach this onto our bench Dusk Mane Necrozma, and let's Slush Rush. See what we can get. I was hoping for that. A puzzle of time. We got 2 of them now. Let's play 2 from hand. Get an Evo Soda back, and let's get Cynthia. I can now play the other Evo Soda, getting our other Alolan Sandslash in play, getting both of my Slush Rushes ready to roll. This is actually starting out as a very awesome couple of hands of cards. Rare Candy. Don't need that. So we got that Cynthia. We've got, well, we're going to have to deal with this thing. Our Dusk Mane Necrozma can't touch it, of course. Another one of those Hoopa. It's like they're the Super Hoopa brothers. So it has a total of 160 hit points. Well, I guess we could let you come up. Why not? Corona Impact does do enough to take down either one of these. Even with that Fighting Fury belt attached. They can't attack just yet, I see, however. Alright, first order of business. I'm going to play Mount Coronet. Let us play Cynthia right now. See if we can get some more energy. Found 1 energy. Could I find some more, please? Nothing I can do to thin the deck just yet. We're going to Slush Rush. Professor's Letter, hopefully? Nope. Now, I could play this to see what the top 2 cards are and choose one. In fact, should I even do that? No, I want to keep the other 2 puzzles of time to make use of retrieving cards. The other Slush Rush finds us. Nothing. Nothing super useful anyway. So let's Magnetic Circuit. We'll just throw this onto... Actually, I didn't even need to use the ability. I could just attach that regardless. Do we have any energy discarded? We do not. So there's really no point to try to do anything just yet. We'll pass that turn. Bit of a rough spot right now, but at least we have 3 cards being drawn every turn. That'll help us out here. We have a Torkoal on the bench. So we're not seeing any Pokemon GX or EX from the opponent this time, but we see that they have options on how to deal with such Pokemon. Now they could retreat this, which they're going to do. Oh man, they're gonna burn me. That really burns. 20 damage. We do heal the burn though, fortunately. Alright, no Professor's Letter just yet. Let's see, well, hang on. I could Alima right now. First, what I'm going to do is play one of the Field Blowers. Get rid of that Fighting Fury belt. I'll keep everything else that I have in play. Do I want to Escape Rope right now? I might as well. I'm going to Escape Rope. They can bring up whoever they want. I'm going to bring up our damaged Dusk Mane Necrozma. Come on, bring up that Hoopa. You know you want to. It's the only thing you have that's energized to start doing some damage to us. I thought so. Come on up there, Dusk Mane Necrozma, and now let's play our good buddy Alima. I'm going to save my Slush Rushes for after this, because if I only get 3 cards back, which I do, at least I've still got options for bringing up some more cards. I could Super Potion, but I'm not going to. I want them to get the knockout. So let us Slush Rush here. Magnemite, and another Slush Rush finds us a big Malasada. So we're going to use our Magnetic Circuit, attaching these energies onto Solgaleo Prism Star. I think that's the best play, because of course we need to take down these Hoopa so that our Dusk Mane Necrozma can actually do something. Now we're going to retreat this thing? Possible. Excuse me, we are weak to fire. Actually, if they retreat, the Hoopa and this comes up, they can knock me out with Body Slam. They could have gotten a KO and gotten 2 prizes, but that is not the way that they decided to go. That's okay. Slush Rush finds us another big Malasada. I'm hoping for some energies. Come on. That's a good way to get energy. Skyla. Professor's Letter. Never mind. There are no Professor's Letters left in the deck. But what else can we make use of here? I guess we can get Guzma. I'll take him. And I'm going to pass the turn. If I could be lucky enough to draw one of our metal energies. Look, no prizes have been taken yet. This is crazy. Victini. Oh, interesting. So, this Victory Star ability says once during your turn, after you flip any coins for an attack, you can ignore all results of those coin flips and begin flipping those coins again. You can only use that once per turn, of course. So basically, if they go for the Body Slam and they don't paralyze in the first flip, they can try it again. So it's kind of a risk. I'm going to bring up our Solgaleo Prism Star. I need to get one more energy right now. That ain't it. But let's do this. I'm going to thin the deck out by playing Nest Ball, get another basic down, another Dusk Mane Necrozma, and nothing else we can do to thin the deck just yet. So let's just go for a Slush Rush. Come on, give me an energy. So now, do we have any energy discarded? No, we don't. Never mind. I was going to say now I could shuffle back energy into the deck, but that's not an option. Slush Rush. See, that's the downside of having only like 10 energy available. So, I see you, Super Rod. They can't knock me out. Well, they could come close with this Torkoal against our Solgaleo. I'm gonna leave things as they are for now. This is some real mind games going on. How do we deal with this thing? Because what is your attack power? 130. So even if we lose our Solgaleo Prism Star, Magnezone could get the knockout. End! Yes! Give me some energy cards, please, End. They're going down to 4. I'm going down to 6. But that's okay. That could be just the cards that we need. But I did get Mallow. I play Mallow to choose 2 cards from the deck and put them on top, and then I can put the 2 metal energies and Slush Rush them both on. Just don't knock out Solgaleo Prism Star. I want this guy to get a knockout. We saw there's another Torkoal on their bench. We haven't seen any evolution yet into Gardevoir GX, though. Carefully deciding what to do. Oh, they retreat. Okay, so they can get that Body Slam, possibly. Ow. And they paralyze me. Curses. Well then. Well, let's try something. We have available. A Puzzle of Time. Let me see what's in the discard pile. That's a Nest Ball. Let's see what else is in the discard pile. Get Escape Rope. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, check this out. I'm going to choose the 2 Puzzles of Time, put them on the top of the deck. I'm going to Slush Rush, grab both of those. And, I'm gonna play the Puzzles of Time, play both of them. We'll grab an Escape Rope, and what else do we want to get? I think I'm just gonna get Cynthia. Or no, I'll grab Mallow again. So on the next turn, I can play her and put 2 other cards on top that I'm looking for. So first of all, I will Escape Rope. Is this the right way to do this? Let me think. I gotta Escape Rope either way. What they send up is going to determine which of my Pokemon goes up. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Well, how about this? I might just let this one fall as well. I'll put this onto... Put on this Solgaleo. The Solgaleo Prism Star. Sorry for taking so long with this part. This is really intense. I gotta think of just the way to do this. So we're going to Super Potion. We're gonna lose one of our energies. I'll Super Potion again. I'm now going to attach the Fighting Fury Belt. Let us use our Mount Coronet to bring back 2 metal energies. I'm going to have Magnezone Magnetic Circuit them onto our Dusk Mane Necrozma. And we're going to pay for the retreat cost. For this Solgaleo here, losing 3 energies, but by using Radiant Star, I can attach these 3 energies back onto a Pokemon. And I think we go with the Solgaleo right here. The old Prism Star Pokemon itself. Alright, so with 1 more energy, they could retreat the Hoopa and go for a super effective Body Slam from their Torkoal. At which point, I gotta figure out how can we... Oh, wait a minute! I know what we can do. We could put use Mallow to put a couple of big Malasadas on top, curing the paralysis. I was gonna go for the Super Psybolt, are ya? Okay. So of course, that does some damage to us. What cards do we want to get with Mallow? Thinking... Oh, I already have a Super Rod. I guess Guzma could be a good option. And, I'd like to get more energy, too. So let's grab a Metal Energy and put it on top. We're going to Slush Rush. Grab both of those cards. Yeah, if we lose this Solgaleo, then Magnezone's the only thing that can deal with this other Hoopa. So I'm going to put this onto Magnezone right now. Let's go for the Corona Impact. There's a KO. What's nice, though, with our Fighting Fury Belt, we're going to have enough HP to survive a Body Slam from Torkoal, even after the weakness. They'll do 100 thanks to the weakness. I currently have a total of 200 hit points, 160 plus the 40 from the belt. Oh, a Rainbow Energy. Why would you hurt yourself like this? It's crazy. There's the Body Slam. Now, do they get the Paralysis? They do, unfortunately. We have a couple options for energy right now. How about this? I'm going to play Guzma. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to play Guzma. We're going to pull up this Torkoal, I suppose. I'm going to bring up Magnezone. Make sure I'm doing the math right on this one here. One second. Do I have any energy in this card pile? I do not. But this is okay. I'm going to attach... Well, hang on. We get more energy with our Alolan Sandslash as well here. Don't with that one. We don't with that one. So the idea here, I'm going to attach this to Magnezone. I will retreat for the 2 energy into Dusk Mane Necrozma. I'm now going to use Mount Coronet, bringing those 2 energies right back into hand, and I'll use Magnezone's Magnetic Circuit to attach all 3 of them to our active Dusk Mane Necrozma. That's going to power up the Sun's Eclipse GX attack. Go! There we go. Alright, and that is a knockout. And our GX attack has been used. I did have Hala in this deck initially when I was putting it together, but I found if I'm actually in the lead, Hala's not going to help me that much. He lets you shuffle your hand into the deck and draw 4 cards back, but if you've used your GX attack already, it lets you draw 7 cards. If I'm winning, though, then I can't use the GX attack, right? So I found Hala was kind of detrimental in that sense, so I went with Cynthia instead. So the Torkoal falls. What do we see come up next? The Hoopa is not prepared for battle just yet. Kinda helps us. Torkoal comes up. Okay. Acceptable. Problem being, it can get the paralysis, which really interfere with things. They play an N. Both players are going to go to 4 cards now. Shuffle the hand in and draw 1 card back for each of your remaining prizes. A couple of rare candies not helping us in the slightest right now. We've got our Magnezone already in play. Another Rainbow Energy. Okay, there's the Body Slam for 100. No paralysis the first flip, but they can reflip it. No paralysis the second flip. That's what I like to see. Alright, we only got 12 cards left in deck. I'm not going to Slush Rush anymore. Let's go for the Meteor Tempest. 230. Down goes the Torkoal. Losing 3 energy, of course, in the process. But if we draw an energy from here, we don't. But we get the Professor's Letter, which is just as good, in fact, better, because it lets me find 2 basic energy from the deck. So we're going for the Body Slam again, Arya. You just keep hurting yourself and hurting yourself, don't you? Oh, that actually gets a knockout, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And you paralyze me. The nerve. So the old choice band, is it? Okay. Let's go Dusk Mane Necrozma. It's kind of slightly somewhat risky, but we can get our 2 basic energy here. Our last 2 in the deck. We're also going to play Mount Coronet and bring 2 more back from the discard pile. Kind of want to find a Super Rod. You got one there for a Sandslash? Nope. How about you, Sandslash? Nope. But, regardless, we're going to use my Magnetic Circuit and attach 4 energy onto our Dusk Mane Necrozma. This is kind of risky. If they knock out one of our GXs, they get the win. Let's go for that Meteor Tempest right now. So a lot of their offensive power against us, the fire types have been taken out. Victini does need more than just that 1 energy to attack. It needs 2. And the Hoopa comes up. This is a pretty interesting match. I like this. You gotta really play around these Pokemon with these abilities, like Scoundrel Guard and, what was it, Luminous Barrier of the Alolan Ninetales. They're definitely good Pokemon to have in your decks, too, if you expect to be fighting a lot of Pokemon GX. Now, my next scheme is I'm going to play Mount Coronet, bring back 2 Metal Energy, attach them to the Dusk Mane Necrozma to pay for the retreat cost, go back into our Solgaleo Prism Star, which gets the knockout on the Hoopa. And we might lose Solgaleo Prism Star in the process, but we'll have to wait and see how things play out. We have 2 energy back. This thing can hit us for 30, which does knock out our Solgaleo. But it's only 1 knockout. We can handle that. There are 6 cards left in my deck. Do I Slush Rush? I think the answer is I do not. Let us retreat into Solgaleo Prism Star and go for the Corona Impact. There goes the Hoopa. The other Pokemon with the ability that makes them immune to my Dusk Mane Necrozma is gone. And a Professor's Letter. Okay. So we're going to make some plays. I haven't used the Super Rods yet, have I? No, so they are somewhere within those remaining 6 cards. Will I be fortunate enough to find one of them? Look at that tiny little tap. Still enough to take down our Prism Star. Now watch this. The Lost Zone. Watch this amazing feature. First of all, get up there, Necrozma. There's your Lost Zone. It just sits there. And we got Super Rod. I believe this is game because we're going to shuffle those 3 energies back in. Make sure there's still 2 in the discard pile. I will play Professor's Letter, draw 2 of those out of the deck. I will play Mount Coronet, or use Mount Coronet to bring 2 back from the discard pile. That's a lot of discarded energy. I'll use Magnezone to Magnetic Circuit all 4 of these onto our Dusk Mane Necrozma. In fact, you know what? Why would I go Overkill? This thing's weak to Steel. I I think that's good. We're just going to go for our Claw Slash. Don't want to go crazy with the damage. That was enough for the KO. And that was quite a long drawn-out battle, but you get to see pretty much everything in play that I wanted to show off with this deck, which is very cool. I like this deck. I'm usually not the kind of person that likes to use the overpowered Pokemon like EXs and GXs, but I won't deny that this thing has a lot of power behind it using the strategy I put together here with the Mount Coronet and Energy Acceleration of our Magnezone. Before I start talking more about that, let's go check out the deck once again and just bring it up on screen you guys can see. So if you folks out there happen to have a deck strategy featuring this kind of Pokemon or the stadium or anything like that, do you do anything differently than what I've done here? If so, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like the deck idea that I put together, feel free to let me know that as well. It's a pretty fun deck, and I like it. Now, if you have any other deck suggestions you'd like to see for our channel here on the Pokemon TCG online videos, let me know down below which Pokemon you'd like to see for the future. I do know that I do plan to... Let's take a look here. Dawn Wings. I have gotten 2 of these. Let's see if I can get a 3rd one, maybe. I might try to focus a deck of this one for next week. But there's still a couple more decks I want to show off this week. I'll see if I can get the videos recorded for you. But if you have any other Pokemon GX or non-GXs, any other strategies you want me to see or want to see me use on the channel, let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to drop a like down below. Share this with any of your friends that might want to get into Pokemon TCG online or the real game and come, learn some things from Professor Chaz perhaps, some deck suggestions, some item strategies and things like that. And I guess that's it. If you want to see some more Pokemon content, however, check out the links during the outro. You can see some more videos such as Pokemon Ultra Sun playthrough, Pokemon Go videos on occasion once new things happen in the game, and it kind of covers everything thus far. Although next week, I'm going to start on Pokemon Pearl as a playthrough on the channel as well, some kind of throwback retro stuff. But I guess that's going to be a wrap for today's video. So I want to say thank you folks for watching the overwhelming power of Dusk Mane Necrozma-GX with the good old support of Magnezone's Magnetic Circuit and the Mount Coronet Stadium. Also a little bit of support from our Solgaleo Prism Star as well. If you enjoyed it, of course, like I said, feel free to leave a like down below and let me know what's your favorite aspect maybe of this deck. Also, if you happen to be the one that gets the code that I gave out earlier in the video, let me know what cards did you get. Just let me know down in the comments. That's going to be a wrap though. So we are done. Professor Chaz is now signing off. Thank you folks once again for watching as always, and I'll catch you next time.